no more room in hell. The dead will walk the earth.
This week's movie, Who Am I? I'm a competent and successful writer going through an ugly divorce. While locked away in my home trying to continue my work, a stranger appears claiming that I have stolen his story. Stay tuned to find out. You're listening to the Banana Reel Movie Podcast, episode 41. Warning, this show contains spoilers and potential coarse language, so you've been forewarned. Hey there, folks. We are the Theatre Gorillas. My name is Carlos.
I'm Heath.
And I'm Lee.
And each and every week we get together and discuss a movie we've seen throughout the week, and hopefully you'll enjoy it too. You can always find us at our website, which is theatregorillas.com. Twitter is at theatregorillas. Facebook.com/theatregorillas. YouTube, just search for us. And, of course, if you want to send us some feedback, you can do so with theatregorillas@gmail.com, all spelt the UK English way. And don't forget to rate and subscribe to us on iTunes or YouTube. Thank you.
Indeed.
I'll get my breath back after that.
Excellent.
All right, so this week we saw...
Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
A very, very interesting movie.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to go straight off the bat. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, I could not. I thought there was so many funny moments. It was just absolutely perfect. And right from the get-go, I mean, Lee mentioned it just before. The movie really set the tone with that first scene where you had Blake Anderson from Workaholics playing the janitor. And
God, that was good.
Yeah, I love it when he's trying to resuscitate the guy, and then straight away his hand goes straight fucking.
More so, I love the fact that he puts on the headphones to sing the song he's listening to, and he's even off time.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's so good. Oh, but it was just great. You just knew straight away that this was going to not be your average zombie film.
No, not at all. For me, the moment the janitor is upside down humping the wall.
Yeah.
I realized, okay, this has potential to be a Meatball-esque, Nerds-esque type film, especially when later down the track there is like boobs galore, well, not boobs galore, but set of big-ass boobs in your face.
Yeah.
And the way they play the sexual jokes and so forth, like, to me, it was just one of those sort of homages to those older films.
Yes.
Yeah. The zombie genre is going to be our generation's, Porky's or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That we've had
Rather grim.
Well, it is. It's just that overexposure. You know what I mean? It's that overexposure of different avenues that you can take one particular theme.
Yes.
And this is, rather than Porky's as to porn, is Zombies Apocalypse as to sort of Romero's sort of stuff.
Yeah. And it's actually funny. I like that you mentioned like a movie like Porky's, or that you mentioned, the kind of teen comedy kind of movie like Meatballs, because this movie has those elements perfectly in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got your kind of nerdy character that's, into the, really beautiful girl. You've got the sex craze.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
sorry.
The ultra sex crazed teen who just wants to get laid all the time. And then you've got
super nerd.
Yeah, the super nerdy doofus who also, is the lovable one kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's the perfect combination of those three guys. Yeah. And it was just perfect. It was just brilliant. I just loved every element of this movie. I thought they just tied so well together.
See, for me, it was funny. Like, when this movie started, I was just looking at the corniness of it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like this movie. I really don't know if I'm going to like it. And it probably wasn't until the scene where the Scoutmaster is attacked by the moose.
Yes.
Or the deer. The deer.
Yeah.
When that happened, I'm like, okay, now I'm in. Like, clearly this is just going for absolute fucking anything.
Yeah, goof off balls. Kind of stuff. Well, as well with the moose, they hit the moose and they're like, oh God, they're really upset, and then it's just gone.
Yeah.
I love that. And then when we see it again, its guts are still hanging out. Oh, I love it. That's so good.
No, I think it hits its genre fairly early on, and you can sort of figure it out from there. Well, it is basically American Pie with zombies thrown on top.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, as well,
Or Superbad or any of those.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was just thinking Superbad.
and actually, Superbad's a good point as well because that's the same kind of group makeup.
Actually,
Yeah.
it probably is more reminiscent of Superbad because they're also trying to get to a party.
And they're
Yes.
also trying to get beer, and that's how they meet some other characters. Like the whole thing is that standard American-esque kind of setup to a teen movie, and they just sort of paint the brush of zombies over the top.
Yeah.
And it wasn't done badly. I think they actually stayed fairly true to the slapstick that they were going for for the whole film.
And it was slapsticky as well. Like even the fart humor.
Oh,
Like the
yeah.
scene where he's actually the big guy, the big kid, the one who's really into scouting,
The super nerd, I
the super
called
nerd,
him.
Augie.
Yeah.
Augie. When Augie goes to the Scoutmaster's house and he has to use the bathroom, and they go through the whole fact of
gotta
how
say,
smelly it is.
That scene where he's actually on the toilet and you see the zombie coming up
Oh yeah.
Behind
from the
him,
window
yeah.
behind him, I was actually tense
Oh, so I was like, no, turn around.
because the timing of the hand grab through the window
It's so
and
nice.
just missing him
Yeah.
Yeah.
is just perfectly timed.
Yeah. It was very well done. Like whoever the director is of this, probably going, okay, wait for it, and stand now. Like he did it
Yeah.
very well.
It's absolutely pitch perfect on that.
Yeah.
Directed by Christopher Landon.
Yeah, and he also wrote it as well. He was one of the writers.
Yeah, I noticed that, I think.
Yeah, he was one of the guys who wrote the screenplay. Young guy as well.
Yeah, no, it worked really well. I think, I'll get onto some of the technical stuff later. Character-wise, it's your standard stereotypes. I did, thinking about it now, I did notice that Augie wasn't given... Normally they give that super nerd character a bigger failing. He was right the whole time, which makes me wonder whether he was, whether he closely resembled one of the writers or something.
Yeah, possibly.
Or they felt a close affinity with him, and he was given the moral upper hand at most of the time, and then he was also one of the bigger badasses towards the end of the movie, so he never really had his down moment.
Well, for me, it's more
Maybe it was
so.
wind. That's about it.
Yeah.
For me, it was more so his character is the stereotype of because he's the nerdy, overweight person, he isn't actually wrong. He just isn't given his opportunity.
Yeah.
And there is one moment where he does get his opportunity and he still fucks it up. He said when the rest of the characters lock themselves into the cell in the police station.
Oh, yeah.
And he figures a way to get them out by
Yeah.
setting off the stereo in the car. But to sneak in and get them out, no, he fucks up and he sets off another car alarm.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
sets off that, and then as he enters, he knocks the key straight into the drain hole.
Yeah.
So he had his moment and he screwed it twice.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
Because I don't think he was meant to be the clumsy oaf.
The butt of the joke.
Yeah, all the time. And I think that was okay. It was more that he was just that nerd that they were trying to not get rid of, but outgrow.
Yeah.
He was the childish kid who was still playing around with scouts when they wanted to grow up kind of thing. But then, of course, we ultimately realized that what really saves their life is the fact that they've been in scouts.
Yeah.
Because it was all that kind of makeshift weaponry, but also the ability to use those skills in those situations.
Yeah, and being prepared. you
And
know.
prepared, exactly
Don't
right.
turn up to the final showdown at the dance without some weapons.
Exactly.
I wish they would have had some freaking escape plan, though. That would have been nice.
Yeah, well, they did blow themselves up.
Yeah.
That was more of a when all
Else fails.
when
Yeah.
shit hits the fan.
Yeah, and it's Augie that sort of comes up with it.
Yeah.
He finally gets his fire badge.
Yeah, that's right. He's there trying to do it with the flint, isn't he? And then he doesn't. He's like, I did it.
Fucking run!
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
It was very well good. It was
This,
very...
speaking of the characters and stuff, like the Scoutmaster, that
Oh,
poor
yeah.
bastard. He just kept getting killed, or not killed. He got killed and then he got maimed,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then maimed again,
And kept copying it.
and kept copping it again. Did you stay around to the end of the credits?
I did.
No.
Yeah,
Okay, it's a really nice part where so he's been blown up, right?
Yeah.
So right at the end of the credits is just his head and a bird shits on him.
Oh, come on.
He said that?
Yeah, he actually says that.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because God, he got burned. He got everything happened to that guy.
Yeah.
David Crusher, that I can never say his last name right, but he's, known for, he was in Anchorman and he's in a lot of comedies and whatnot. He's a very talented comedic actor.
He's very good at physical humor.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, that acting was spot on for me.
Yeah.
I found it odd that they played the main female lead in this one was the cocktail waitress.
Yeah, we find it. We initially think she's a stripper, but she's
the cocktail waitress
yeah.
at the strip club.
Actually,
Anyway,
I liked that twist.
yeah, well, it was sort of an offhand comment, and they just sort of let it ride. She's still running around in a tank top and cut off jean shorts for the entire freaking movie.
Yeah.
Which I think was just sort of unnecessary if they're trying to paint her as more of a serious character.
Not for a teen.
It's not.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same token,
they could have gone a different direction. They had plenty of opportunity to throw boobs and ass shots in there that wasn't her, but they've sort of taken away the seriousness of her character by letting her just be that.
But at the same token, she's the one that's always bailing them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's actually funny that you mentioned that, it's like, was it unnecessary? I don't think it was the fact that it was unnecessary because, once again, the trope of those sort of teen films is that you do have the scantily clad woman and whatnot. But what they kind of did, and they did this repeatedly throughout the movie as well, in other instances, they kind of flipped the, general stereotype that she's just, the eye candy. Because, like you said, she always saved them. She came in on several occasions and just saved their asses. And really, they showed that just changing, like I said, changing that that dynamic and flipping it on its head.
In the end, it just came down to what she's wearing is just to entice audience to stay attuned to what's on screen.
Yeah. Which I don't think was necessary.
No, but the target audience is teenagers, so
that's what I'm saying. There's no need to undermine one of their strong female lead by doing something that's obvious.
But at the same token, the only boobs you get on screen is one pair, and they're zombie boobs.
No, you get two pairs, and they're both zombie boobs.
Yes.
What was the second one?
Well, the first one was
the strip club.
In the strip club.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
But can I say, because I think the point of that isn't the fact that it's the boobs, it's when she's upside down, she tears and all the blood spits out on
her head falls off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As well, yeah. On Carter, the sex craze one.
Yeah.
He fucking gets sprayed with blood all the time as well.
Well, at one point in the movie, he even screams out. He goes, "Why with the blood all the time?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was excellent.
One thing I wanted to ask you guys is one thing I noticed throughout this movie is with other content regarding zombies, there's always similar sort of rules set in place, right? So either the zombies are slow and dumb and all they want is to gnaw at something and you can easily run away, but they tend to be in massive hordes. And other sets of rules are that they're very quick and they're not so intelligent again.
Yep.
And so forth. In this one, I've noticed that most of the zombies remember where they lived, remember their past jobs.
Yep. And then sort of just repeat it.
Yeah, and it's almost like as if they're like a shadow of their former selves.
Or that it's like a metaphor for the grown-up world.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, so this is what adulthood's like.
Yeah.
You're just a zombie just repeating yourself over and over again.
Now, see, I didn't actually
pick up on that, but that's a really good point, 'cause especially when you've got kids fighting it.
Yeah.
So it's like, the kids wanting to fight that. And
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good point.
Yeah. I did notice what you're saying. Like, you see what we're talking about, what Heath brought up before was just how easily breakable they are once they're zombies. And then the headshot, their famous trope, they've got that one in there. Yeah. But then, they seem to have a little bit of personality. Like they're able to get that guy to sing at one point.
That's right.
And then the US Army guy comes and just takes his head out.
Well, for me, the first moment was actually at the strip club. And you have the dancer.
She's doing her job again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the moment that happened, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That's a different take on the whole zombie thing.
Oh, I think I've seen it's been in other stuff before.
Has it?
Yeah, Romero actually back in Day of the Dead. He
see, I don't even remember that.
The original Day of the Dead that Romero did, a big thing of it was that they are knowing what they used to do. And they are getting, they're just remembering. Yeah, it's like it was a whole evolution of them kind of thing. Very
so
well
I don't
done.
even remember that.
Oh, watch it. It's like very underrated. Everyone rates Dawn of the Dead. Which I do rate. It's a fantastic one. The original is just amazing. But the original Day of the Dead's a very good movie, and it's got a very good like kind of things that he brings into it of how we are as humans, how we kind of go back to what we know,
What we're comfortable with.
what we're comfortable with.
There's another TV series. I've only watched a few eps of it called iZombie.
Oh yeah, so good that show.
Yeah. Again, she's fully aware of what she used to do, and it's just over time that she starts to lose
Yes.
her grip on reality in her old life.
Yes.
So she needs to feed again, and then all of a sudden she's back to normal.
There was a movie a couple of years back. I'm trying to remember it now, what the title is. But the one where the guy is a zombie and then he starts becoming human.
Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies.
Yeah.
Terrible movie, but it was an interesting concept.
Yeah, I never watched it. I kind of wanted to. I remember downloading
Terrible
it on
movie.
iTunes. Never watched it. Okay.
Terrible movie. But the concept was interesting. It went the
Yeah.
other way around. And the humor in that is... Anyway, maybe one day we'll look at that movie.
Yeah, we're a bit off topic. Let's go back.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, it just basically, do they just veer away from the stereotypes of zombies? They've got a few of the tropes in there, and I think they haven't made up an original one, but they've done it quite well.
What I also liked is how quickly people turn. So
Yeah.
it's almost instantaneous.
Yeah. It's like you're bitten, you're done.
Whereas most other films, it takes a couple of hours or days or so forth. But this one, it's straight away. No wonder the town is overrun within moments. Like,
Oh yeah, it's pretty much once that thing breaks out of the research facility.
Yeah.
It's all hell breaks loose.
So that was one thing that I was going to note. I actually wrote it in my notes, which was how quickly does this town become vacant?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like,
Oh, 'cause
how long have they been camping for? Surely it
that-
wasn't that long.
It's only a
It
day.
was only overnight, yeah.
Overnight.
And they weren't even the whole night. They
Yeah.
went out there at lunchtime to set up,
Yeah.
and then they're at night. So it's only been like 6 or 9 hours.
If that.
Yeah, maybe 6 hours, something like that.
It's just crazy.
And then they've all been evacuated. No government works that quickly.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Exactly.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
Unless they already had a zombie plan in place because they knew what they were working on in that lab.
Yeah, but everyone in the lab would have already been killed.
Yeah.
But maybe that set off the alarms.
Uh,
Theories.
Anyway, I wanted to get into performances. So, what did we actually think? We briefly spoke about
The Scoutmaster.
the Scoutmaster.
Augie did quite well.
Oh, I thought they were all really good. I mean, all the kids played their roles amazingly. The woman who played Denise, was she the stripper? Come on.
Cocktail waitress.
Yeah, the cocktail waitress.
Yeah, Denise,
Sorry.
the character's name is Denise Russo.
Yeah, I thought she was actually quite good as well. I
Yeah.
mean,
Sarah Dumont.
yes, I haven't seen her in anything else. I mean, that's the thing as well. Except for the woman who plays the neighbor and David, I can never say his name, the scout leader. They were pretty well unknown actors.
David Koshner.
Koshner, and Clara, she was in Malcolm in the Middle. Anyway,
Cloris Leachman.
yeah, Cloris Leachman, exactly. She, those two have, they were pretty much the most recognizable
Yeah.
of anyone in the movie.
See,
So I think they all
I
did a
actually
great job.
recognised the lead. So Ty Sheridan.
Yeah, what's he been in?
He was in a movie with Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, and it's actually a really interesting movie. It's he's in two big movies. One of which is Mud.
Okay, I haven't
with
seen that.
McConaughey, and the other one is Joe.
Okay.
And Joe's the one with the Nicolas Cage, and essentially that character is sort of living in bum Watertown and
Yeah.
and tries to get out of a rut, and he meets Joe, and Joe helps him out. So he's actually really good in that movie, and he's a kid that's just lost and so forth. So yeah, Ty Sheridan, I've seen him before, and I think he's got potential.
Okay, because he's actually also next thing we're gonna see him come up in is X-Men Apocalypse.
Who's he playing in that?
Cyclops.
Oh, he's playing young Cyclops.
Yeah, he's playing young
Well, there
Cyclops.
we go. Like this kid does have potential, and I do see. Hopefully, he makes some good choices down the line, and we see him in some bigger stuff.
Yeah, I'd hope so as well. And I mean, I actually also like the guy who played the friend Carter, the sex crazed one. They all played they did their jobs really, really well. I thought they performed very, very well, and they did exactly what they needed to. I mean, the auxiliary cast. So like you've got the jocks at the party. They played jocks well enough.
It's all stereotypical.
It's all stereotype stuff, so they did their job well. But no, more though, the performances for the kids, I thought they did great. I thought it was funny.
My only major problem with this movie was right at the highway scene. So they've run over the deer, and they've gotten out, and the other car arrives, and it's Grant's sister,
Kendall. Yeah, who's the love
comes in.
The love
and
interest.
there's just this really weird edit where she's in the middle of a word, and they cut to her face, and she's not even saying that word. Like that was
Oh, really?
that was the only thing that starkly stuck out
didn't
in
even
my
notice.
face.
Didn't even notice.
And yeah, it's just really odd. And there's about 2 different cuts that happen in that same scene that just like, what?
Where they've done a little bit of a dub over.
Yeah, it's like ADR, or like
Yeah.
the audio from one take is
Yeah.
bleeding into the visual of another, and it was just a little bit strange. But that's the only thing that starkly jumped into my face.
Okay, interesting. Did not know that at all.
Aside from that, like for me, everything else worked. The plot is very simple, but it works. It's definitely sort of pushed towards one type of audience, and they play to that the entire time.
Yeah.
And you know, most of the jokes hit. Some are a little bit flat, but for all intents and purposes, you know, if you've got like 90% that work, then I think you're doing okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Speaking of jokes, what do we think of the penis?
Oh, okay. I was going to talk about that one. So I thought that was fucking hilarious. So he's got the, when he's holding onto the old man's dick.
I'm gonna remember that forever.
Yeah, and it just keeps stretching. And I love the line, because he's falling out.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, hold that cock, man, hold the cock. And I was like, that's fucking the best line ever.
What I loved is like the zombies are coming up through the building, and Ty's is stuck at the window trying to jump on the trampoline. And he turns around to see this old man with a fucking massive schlong just hanging between his legs, and he's got no choice, but he grabs it anyway.
Yeah. Hold that cock, Ben. That's it. Hold that cock.
And I knew from the outset, because he's a zombie, it's going to tear off.
And I love it.
And I was waiting for it the whole time. I'm like, no,
And then
I don't want to see it.
But I love it as well. You know how he's falling, and they do the good old classic slow-mo fall, and he kind of does the look at it. and it's just like...
And that would have been done in slow-mo.
Yeah.
And so he would have
And he's
actually
gone...
just taken a look at it as he's falling.
Yeah, it was fucking brilliant. And what I liked... See, this goes as well where I go, once again, they kind of flip things on their head. Because, you had the gratuitous, boob shot of the zombie cop, with the boobs out.
What I did not expect was him to actually reach out and touch him.
I did love that, though, where he goes, I touched him.
I think they were fake.
Yeah. But then they go, okay, well, we're also going to have a dick joke.
Yeah, they played it fair.
Exactly right. They played it fair.
And actually have a full penis shown is very rare.
Very, very rare. Very rare. And so I thought, you on him for taking that risk as well with it and actually showing it.
And that poor old bastard going,
yeah, and he's there going, oh, like it is. He's there. And you do.
He doesn't look like he's in pain. He just looks confused and upset.
Exactly. You just go, oh, that's fucking hilarious. It's so funny.
It's what happens after that, though. That's just wrong.
He ends up. What does he end up doing?
He throws it over the fence, and then what happens at that point is what's gross.
Yeah, doesn't it go into someone's mouth?
Yeah,
yeah. Whose mouth is going?
Some other zombie.
That's right.
Yeah.
He throws it and it goes into a zombie's mouth.
Well, he gets the other side of the fence after bouncing off the trampoline, and then celebrates and goes, "Yeah, I got it!" And then he looks at his hand. He's holding the penis in
That's
that
right, he
hand.
goes,
He throws it, and then he holds up the diary that he was actually after.
Oh, it was so good. It was such a funny.
That just made me want to scrub my tongue.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was good, but
Scratched my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too.
Actually, it reminded me now of one of the plot points that I find a little bit difficult. Why did they break up and separate from the girl to go and save the rest of them from the dance?
The reason was that she was meant to go get the military.
Oh, I understand that, but why didn't they all do it? Some of them do it. Why didn't one of the scouts go off?
can I say
Like breaking pairs?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about, though, a little bit of plot, like not plot holes, but plot holes. They went back to the whole big thing is they got to go back to the house to get the diary to find out where this party is. They don't have cell phones. Like it's the year 2016 or 2015 when this movie came out. They couldn't have, like Carter, the brother, couldn't have messaged his sister and said, "Hey, I forgot where this place is. Where is it?" To which she would have gone, "Oh, it's here."
You know what the irony is?
Yeah.
It did not even occur to me during the film.
Oh, so much. I was like going, They're teenagers, for God's sake. Of course they have phones. Why are they not texting?
Well, the thing that would have got me is that other chick was always on Twitter.
Yeah, she's always on a phone.
Yeah, she would have posted a picture or something.
Yeah, going, hey, here we are here.
Yeah,
Done.
and he would have been able to find it on the GPS.
Yeah, exactly right. So there's little tiny things where you go, that didn't really make sense, but it's okay.
Well, it didn't make sense to have a fucking sing along with a zombie either, but
Yeah, I know exactly.
It's
humor.
there.
It's
Yeah.
exposition. It's humor.
Yeah,
And now you talk about that chick as well who's always tweeting.
yeah.
And
her death scene.
Her death scene. Fucking hell! That once again they're going to bit of the extremes. Kind of thing. They, one they have a dick being pulled off, and this one they have a vagina being eaten.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah, I was trying to remember what you're talking about, and it just hit me.
Yep.
yeah.
that,
and the
that was just there. I've got to say there are some really revolting shit in this.
Concepts,
In this movie.
Oh yeah.
Well, the bit that I wasn't sure about, I liked all of that. The fact that, she's the one receiving pleasure off some, tramp
Exactly. Yeah.
guy.
Not just blowing a guy and that.
Yeah. Yeah, they reversed that scenario, which is good, a bit of change. It made no difference really in the end.
No.
And then the bit that I thought was bad was she turns up to the party bleeding out of her legs, and the guy just goes, "Oh, you're on your period or something. Why
Get a
don't you
tampon.
Yeah. But then, of course, I thought was great with that. The moment he says a comment like that, he gets
down.
fucking eaten.
Yeah,
He's down and out.
Yeah, he's down and out. And I think, that's the thing as well. He's made a disgusting comment like that.
and he's
And
immediately paid for it.
Exactly. And the screenwriters and the director, who's, one of the screenwriters, one of the same, has gone, let's make him pay for that fucking comment.
What I'd like to know is she gets taken out by, a rather nasty bout of cunnilingus,
Yeah.
but the guy has no bottom jaw. So how does he bite?
Top teeth.
Well, I think that's the point. It takes a long time for her to actually get bitten.
Because remember at first she's there going, oh yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, oh, what the fuck? And then looks down and he's there looking the way he is. And she's like, ah. And then, yeah.
And it's just
No good.
It just occurred to me. Like, he has no bottom jaw. It's just
Yep.
weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. I wanted to get to the weapons.
Yes.
What do we think of the weapons, and which one was your favorite?
I was
You go
gonna say-
first. You go first.
Yeah, I was going to say the pipe launcher for the whatever ball that was.
They were
Doorknobs.
doorknobs.
Yeah,
Yes.
the doorknob launcher. That's the best one. Just because it's a mighty impact.
Yeah, I have to say, and I'm right. I agree with you. I loved all the weapons.
Yep.
Like I thought the nail gun, crossbow kind of thing was cool. But out of it all, that fucking. Basically, it was a potato gun, like a high-powered potato gun, but shooting fucking doorknobs.
And
Fucking brilliant.
reloadable.
And
Like, it was
reloadable.
just incredible.
And he's there just
Yeah.
oh,
For me,
so
it
good.
was definitely that one. And I think what drove it home was when he fired it, and you see it go through 3 or 4 of them at once.
Bang, bang, bang. Yeah.
They're all in a line, and he just picks them off all with one shot.
Exactly. I did have to say the whippersnipper with the with the machetes.
Yeah, that was awesome
That
too.
was-
That was pretty fucking cool too.
But, yeah, that was the most intelligent weapon.
Yes.
Because the rest have limited ammo.
Yeah. Well, his is just
So his one could last the longest. Like, you can whip a snipper for ages and 1 tank of gas.
yep.
But yeah, I think the other ones were just nice from their aesthetic.
Yep.
But they weren't going to get through as many people as they were in that
Yeah.
room. They were always going to get stuck.
Yeah, totally. But it was just
But in saying that, I also found it the most interesting that the whippersnipper was the weapon that died first.
Yeah.
well, hey, you know what it's like when you're whippersnippering and
Yeah, as
all of
soon
a
as you
sudden
get to that, you go, oh, yes, I'm almost done.
yeah, or you run. That's the moment you as well. You run out of wire
Yeah.
and it snaps, and you're just like, ah, crap.
Well, if you ran out of wire on this thing, you'd be fucked. Like,
yeah, well, exactly.
No, well, now you know what to do. You just go and get 2 kitchen knives and a bit of chain.
That's it.
And attach them to
Tie it
the end
on.
of the whippersnapper.
Here we go. Yeah, I'm sure the good old Ryobi will do well on that.
Yeah, and you'll be able to accidentally take out your garage. Just cut it completely off. Can't open the whole garage.
Yeah, it's easy. Pff, oh, shit.
Yeah, no, they were excellent weapons. I don't know. What
So-
else could they have come up with?
I
A
don't know.
spiked bat, that would have done.
But see, that's spiked bat.
But that's your support weapon, But
Yeah, they should have had more secondary weapons.
yeah. So that was one thing that I was going to mention. Like, you know that this party is full of people that's potentially all now zombies. Like, you've got your weapons, which are cool weapons, but don't just take one.
No.
Take more. Like, And especially with a movie like this, showcase more.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have exactly maybe had them with here's their main weapon, then have an auxiliary weapon that's something else kind of kitschy and cool. Like it could have been, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they
Some
made.
kind of ninja star thing.
Yeah, exactly. Something they can easily throw or grab and yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing for me is through the weapon montage, we see them build their individual weapons, but do we ever see them build a bomb?
Yeah, they do. They get okay. We don't see them build it, but we see them get the ingredients for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course,
I don't remember. I wasn't
and of
paying
course, they
attention.
probably aren't allowed to show anything close to making a bomb.
No, of course not. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
say that, but the amount of shit that I've seen on YouTube lately, they get away with so much shit these days. How can that still be legal to show that kind of shit?
No idea, and I don't think it'd be for long.
I was going to say, come on, it's the internet, man.
No, these are popular damn channels, man.
How to make an explosive.
Yep. How to make thermite.
Really?
Yeah.
Thermite?
Yep.
What's thermite?
Oh, it's just super high temperature.
Okay, fair enough. Like napalm?
Yeah, it's similar. It's a metal version of napalm.
Metal.
So in any case, so in the montage, we see them build their weapons. So we do see them at least get ingredients for the bomb, right? What do we actually think of the bomb itself?
Oh, it's a bomb.
I thought it was because honestly did not see it coming.
Oh, no, wait. The first thing I'll say is you're in a fucking hardware store. Why didn't you just attach a barbecue lighter to it?
Yeah, but then he wouldn't be able to use his flint and fucking fire badge.
No, he
shit.
actually wanted to use the lighter.
Yeah, I know, and then he fucked it. He couldn't
And then
use
he
it.
couldn't. Then he had to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, why didn't you just get a barbecue lighter out of the barbecue section?
Because he thought he had the lighter.
It doesn't matter. It's all
No, he
save
had
the
to
cat
ask
moment,
for it.
you know.
He still had to ask for it from the other guy.
I don't know.
Like, he could have been killed 10 minutes ago and then his bomb's useless.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking, anyway.
For me, what I found interesting was the main character, Ty, is wearing a backpack which has the bomb in it. But he's like, the situation happens where they're stuck in that room. And he goes, give me your backpack. And when he pulls it out, the rest of them are stunned.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't you know what you're carrying in your own bag?
No.
Yeah,
Clearly
he
not.
did. He's really like, I wouldn't have taken this if I knew that you had a bomb in my backpack.
No, that's a Chappelle moment.
It's just that was just a little bit mind-boggling to me. But the rest of this film, I suppose, the way it is, am I really surprised? Like,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no. Personally, I think probably. Actually, I'm going to ask, what's your favorite scene out of the movie?
Oh, shit.
Maybe give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, fuck. No, honestly, favorite scene.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Probably no, God. I liked it all. It's hard to pick one because I'm trying to think of laugh out loud moments, like times when I laughed out loud. Pretty much everything with the bloody scout leader
Right.
was fucking hilarious. Like it just made me laugh.
You know, I'll just sorry.
Yeah.
Go on.
Like as well in the scene when they're in the police station and they're trapped in it in the.
Yeah, they lock themselves in
They
the
lock
cell.
themselves in the cell. See, actually, I'll tell you what it is. It's any time they have to use their scouting skills.
See, for me, the funniest moment of the movie
Yeah.
had nothing to do with scouting or anything like that. It was just pure stupidity.
Yeah.
And it was the wheel falling off the car.
Yeah.
Going to take off, and the wheel is launched
hadn't put it on
within
properly.
10 seconds. And they're just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Are they just left on the street? Like, what do we do?
Yeah. That was good, especially when they're all coming towards him and then the chick's got to come out and
was
just
just-
start using her ammo.
I honestly did not see it coming, and it just happened so quickly. I thought it was just fantastic.
It was good. It was
I was sort of waiting for that to happen, so it wasn't as laugh out loud for me.
See, I
But I-
completely forgot about it. You know?
Yeah, I'm used to watching horror movies where you pay attention to the things that they list. They go, oh, you've only got 2 lug nuts on it. And you go, all right, remember that.
Yeah.
Do you actually, speaking of horror film stuff, did anyone notice what town is 40 miles away?
No?
Haddonfield.
Which one's that?
It's where Mike Myers Halloween.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
Okay.
And obviously that was just a little joke on the side.
I
but
never even realised
Well, I just
what
thought
town he's from.
I thought here they are. They're scouting, so they're going camping. Is it on camp? Is it near Crystal Lake? That would be funny.
It's probably somewhere else.
Yeah, and then it's like they're only 40 miles away from Haddonfield.
Yeah.
Fucking great, so good. Little nod there.
It'll be like The Simpsons, like the Simpsons movie. They're between like San Francisco and Idaho. and,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So before wrapping up, wanted to ask, what did we think of technical side of this movie? Like, did we find any issues? Like, I found just that editing point at the highway. That was the only thing that was super glaring.
There were a couple of moments of, I don't want to say editing issues or anything like that. Well, actually, no, they probably were. It was more like cut issues. So, for example, like with the deer, you know, okay, it's like, oh, the deer's dead. Oh, look, the deer's gone. Deer was
Yeah,
had its blood.
it was clumsy.
It was clumsy. Like the guts were hanging out, but then deer gone and there's nothing on the road. Then they cut back. Then they cut back to where the deer was. Now there's a big blood splatter.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of little things like that. And I noticed that happened quite a few times. You know, Carter gets sprayed with blood. He wipes the blood off. Yet the rag that he just wiped his face with is clean.
Right.
I think little tiny
Continuity
issues. But at the same time, the way it was shot, like the death scenes with the zombies, I thought were brilliant.
Yeah. The special effects
were great. They did their certain shots quite well and quite easy. Like the stuff with the zombie cats, fuck, that was hilarious.
God,
the
I
eyes,
forgot about them. Yeah,
so fucking good.
You know what I loved about that scene actually is when they realise that there are, because you've obviously with the deer you realise there's going to be other animals that that turn, and when they're in the old woman's house and you remember that she's got a lot of cats, where the fuck are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they finally show their
their
eyes.
Yeah.
The amount of them that are just piled up the length of the wall.
Yeah.
You know, to look like they're this one entity. It's just like, holy fuck.
That
and what I
great.
loved is how quickly they run away and you never see them again.
Yes, exactly right. And I love it because it was just brilliant. It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, like, so I thought that, they did little tiny shots like that where, you know, they got the, you know, oh, what's there, you know, the suspense kind of thing going. Very well done. But for a comedy, like a goofball comedy as well, they had that little slapstick appeal to it, which they were also shot very well. Like I said, everything with the Scoutmaster was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I'm probably going to say my favorite scene was that where the Scoutmaster gets toasted.
Yeah, exactly.
That was just So that's really pretty early on in his many endeavors to be slowly whittled down as a pile of bones.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, that was just horrible.
Yeah, and I like it as well when he's getting tied up, and the guy, you know, Augie's there going, "I'm really sorry, Scout."
And he's just trying to lean over and just bite him.
He's like, just go, love it.
Yeah. No, that was my favorite scene.
Yeah, very cool.
Okay, I think it's time to round up on this one and give our ratings. So, Lee?
Yep, I'm going to jump straight into this one. As Heath said, I 100% agree there was almost nothing wrong with this movie. I actually can't think of something that actually matters being wrong with this movie. It's obviously a 4 teens kind of movie, but it's got, you know, some good special effects and it's engaging the whole way along and a whole lot of laughs. I mean, some of them are painful to think about, but no, it's absolutely well worthwhile, and I recommend it to anyone who isn't a little bit too serious. I think if you tried to recommend it to someone's grandmother, I think they're going to say no.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I could see, you know, one of our grandparents just going, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. So if you're in the right age bracket, go for it. It's absolute fantastic. I'm going to give it 4.5.
4.5.
Ooh, 4.5. Nice.
Heath?
Well, you look exactly right. This is a comedy film. This is a teen comedy film, and it does it exactly what it set out to do. It is absolutely hilarious. You know, you talk about engaging factor. I find it sometimes, you know, when I'm watching a comedy, I think, how often am I laughing? How often am I laughing? And I found that through this movie, I was laughing pretty much throughout the entire thing. And that's great. Well, that's what a comedy sets out to do, doesn't it? It sets out to make you laugh. But then at the same time, this is also kind of a comedy horror. So it kind of sets out to do the horror, the gory aspect, which it does quite well and very well. And I think it uses it in a comedic way, you know, quite well as well. Those little technical goofs I kind of find annoying, but they don't distract from the story or the film. And so because of that, I'm going to give this 4 bananas. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. If you have not seen this movie, go and get it. It's on iTunes now. Download it. You know, cheap. Get it. It's a good movie.
All right, cool. So for me, the movie was pretty good. I didn't find it all that hilarious, but I did enjoy the movie. It did carry me through. I wasn't bored. Like I said before, just that editing part was what was really starking, but it's just 10 seconds of the movie that really just stands out for me. But the rest of it is working. It works well. The actors are great. They know their parts. They know what they're working with. And the way this movie is modeled, by the time the movie came to an end, I realized, okay, so the acting is not like certain characters, certain actors, particularly the girls in the movie, the sister of one of the main characters, her acting is done very cringeworthy, but I think it's done on purpose.
Yeah.
And it's hard to pick sometimes. But
Yeah, no, maybe it is.
and
yeah.
the jocks as well. The jocks are very, very flat, but I think it's done on purpose. Now, by the time this movie came to an end, I started to think to myself, okay, this movie might not be 100% for me, but I do see it for the next generation, and I think it's going to become a cult classic for the next generation. And I think only time will really tell. So I've got a feeling that things are going to come out of this movie, quotes are going to be sort of thrown around about this movie years down the track, long after it was released and potentially forgotten about by mainstream audiences.
Yeah.
But in any case,
So yeah, do you think it's going to be an American Pie or a Super Troopers?
I think it's more of a Super Troopers.
Yeah. See, Super Troopers was big for me, but I don't think it got the sort of mainstream
It's a cult
acclaim.
classic.
Yeah.
I can see this being a cult classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, at first I'm like, okay, what are they trying for? And then I realised that, the Porky's tone, the Meatballs tone, the kind of like a Caddyshack, but not quite. All those influences are in there, and you can see where they're trying to go with this. And it's nothing too serious, nothing too over the top, even though there are those elements in there.
And as soon as they do that over the top, you get the payoff and they move on.
Yeah, they don't linger with it for too long.
Good point, actually.
So for me, I'm going to give this 3.
Okay.
3 bananas, but I think it's definitely worth a watch at least once.
Nice.
All right, so that was our discussion on Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. And we are Theatre Gorillas. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
See you.
So yeah.
Oh, and don't forget, stay for the end of the theme song if you want to know what this week's movie Who Am I is. Okay, bye. And you stayed on to find out what this week's movie Who Am I is. And it
Groundhog
is-
Day.
No, it's not Groundhog Day.
Hey, I've stopped doing it, so you should stop doing it too.
Hey,
Now I'm using it
hey,
to punish you.
Hey.
Hey.
Anyway, the answer is
I couldn't figure this one out, actually.
Secret Window, starring Johnny Depp.
Oh, God. Is that the one where he plays the writer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Considering that the clue says I'm a successful writer.
Sorry, wasn't listening or paying attention.
That wouldn't be the first time.
Shut up.
All right. Yeah, no, good movie.
Yeah. Actually,
it is predictable, but it is fun movie.
That was actually back when, before Johnny Depp his career started to really take the big upward
it
scope.
just a little before.
Yeah, like before the blockbusters.
Yeah.
Because he was always doing good stuff like Sleepy Hollow and
Even though a lot of people sort of bring that down,
I love that movie.
I do too.
Oh, come on, Heath. He did a ton of films, but as well, it was before he did things like
Ninth Gate. and
yeah, exactly right, and
From Hell.
no, come on, Heath. Pirates Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have mentioned that one. That
Yeah,
was just too commercial.
Oh no, totally. But that's the thing. He's become that actor now, where he can do really good arty films, yet at the same time he can then make his $20 million
Or more.
or more.
Anyway. So, yeah.
$20 million.
So, Secret Window. Give it a watch.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. I want to rewatch that movie. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's not based on Stephen King, is it? Yes, it is. It's based on a Stephen King novel.
There you go.
That makes sense.
Anyway, we are Theatre Gorillas. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
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 This podcast is recorded and produced by Theatre Gorillas. Edited by Dan Clark.
We don't always swear in episodes.
Really? Have we forgotten to swear?
Sometimes.
Damn.